First, we're going to look at the unpaid balance method. Your book calls it the previous balance method, so we're going to look at that one. This is example 2 on page 331. It says calculate the interest on a $1,000 credit card bill that shows an 18% APR using the previous balance method and assuming that $50 is sent and recorded by the due date. Now, of course, your book actually has the solution, but we're going to go through it so that you can see what we're doing with it. Now, on this problem, it just says to calculate the interest. It's not asking us to calculate the final bill or anything like that. This is an APR. An APR stands for annual percentage rate. Credit cards are calculated on a monthly rate, usually, and this one actually says for the month. So we want to make sure that we have the correct interest rate. If 18% is the annual, the yearly rate, you have to know how many months there are in a year. And there are 12 months in a year. So the way your book does it is it takes the interest and it goes ahead and changes the percentages to decimals. So instead of 18, we move our decimal 2 places to the left and we use 0.18 and we multiply it by 1/12 because there are 12 months in a year. That's the same thing as dividing it by 12. So we take our 0.18 and we divide it by 12 and we get 0.015. So that means that our interest rate is 1.5%, and it's already changed it to a decimal for us. Now, our formula for interest is interest equals principal times rate times time. Now, simple interest, the time is in years, but we've already dealt with the time because we've taken our interest rate and we've used the time. We've already done this part of the formula by dividing that by 12. So all you need to do in these to calculate the interest is to take the principal, which in this case was $1,000, and multiply it by the interest rate. And we get $15. That's the interest. Now, this particular problem also says that a payment was sent, but it doesn't ask us how much we owe or anything like that. It just asks us for the interest. Now, in this same problem, if they had said calculate the new payment, let's take a look at that. If they had said calculate a new payment, here's our balance. Calculate the new balance. Here's our old balance. So this is the previous balance. That's where we get this definition from. It's the previous balance. Our interest that we've calculated is $15. So the interest is based on this previous balance. So anytime you have previous or unpaid balance, the interest comes from that previous balance. That's how we got that calculation. So in order to figure out how much we owe now, we would take the $1,000, we would add $15 in interest, and then it says that there's a $50 payment sent. Now, when you make a payment, it takes it away from what you owe. If you spent money, it would add to what you owe. So this time, it's a payment. So we subtract it out after we take the interest into account. So if I was trying to find out how much I now owed for the next month, I would have $965 that I would owe. Now, in this problem, remember, they just said, what's the interest? So this is the answer to this problem. I'm just saying that if I had asked you to calculate the new balance, this is what you would be doing.